I'm in a bad mood because my train was delayed. I'm too poor, so I sat in Houston and was waiting to see the ETA. I don't have a Lambo, and I'm not getting paid. But I'm gonna say inshallah and hope I can get home and pray. Hope you guys love my original poetry. Completely original, as a matter of fact. And yeah, I'm on a train right now and I'm upping the video production quality. I mean, it's on another level right now. So yeah, I mean, this train looks like a spaceship. But I was wondering what I should talk about today. And I was looking back on my previous videos and I realized something that is actually quite hard to follow. They pause a lot, or I pause a lot in the videos. So I've been trying to up my retention and try to give you guys the best experience possible. So basically, oh yeah, I had a new person commenting on the video yesterday, which is insane. I forgot what the guy's name was, but shout out to you. I don't have a startup, as a matter of fact. Thank you for tuning in. But I will, don't worry about it. But anyway, yeah, so we're in the train and I'm gonna talk about how to speak effectively. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm alright at speaking, right? But I'm definitely nowhere near the upper class. But there's levels to it, and I'm on a decent level. Definitely a decent level, I'd say. That's why I make these videos. But here's what I know, right? So firstly, speaking, your voice is an instrument. And I got this from this other YouTuber, this Vietnamese guy called Vinh Giang. This guy's a master of it, so you should check his YouTube channel out, up in the search bar up here, after you've watched this. I'll link his channel below actually. But this guy, he believes that your voice is an instrument. And it makes sense, because there's loads of ways that you can tune your voice. You can make it loud or quiet, and you can make it high-pitched or low-pitched. There's loads of different things you can do. And each difference that you make has a different effect. So if you speak in a high pitch, like, hi, how are you? You know, you sound a bit like a moron. I mean, people would have less respect for you. But if you speak in a lower pitch, like, hello, how are you? It's more serious. And so people might take you more seriously. The high pitch one is better for like joking around and having fun, right? If you speak really loud, it gets everyone's attention. But so does speaking quietly sometimes. If you say something really quietly, it sounds like it's a secret. It sounds like only you get to know about it. And here's the principle, the most important principle about speaking is that it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. So, wow. Not about what you say, it's about how you say it. So, for example, there are many people, like politicians. Politicians are great at saying nothing while sounding like they say everything, promising you the world while giving you nothing. So they've mastered this skill about how to speak complete rubbish in terms of what they're saying, but saying it with such clarity and emotion. And with that skill, they managed to influence swathes of people. So remember that. It's about how you say it, not what you say. Another thing. Don't pause so much when you're speaking. That's the thing that I need to improve on from the videos that I watched, right? But pausing can be really effective. I pause a lot because I don't tend to say and you know, filler words. Filler words often do make you look stupid, although they also make you look natural. Like, if you go into ChatGPT and you start talking to it, it will start saying like, well, you know, this and actually, yeah. And basically, it's a robot, right? It's literally mathematically tuned to say whatever it's programmed to. So it doesn't need to say or ah, but it does that to sound natural, kind of like a normal human. If it started speaking completely eloquently, you would be a bit creeped out. So that's what filler words make you do. It makes you seem a little bit more stupid. If you don't say filler words though, it does sound classy. And I'm trying to get that. And so you can pause. Pausing is great, especially when you're in the middle of a speech. You take a pause. Okay, the schmuck is gonna start speaking. Okay, it didn't. But anyway. Oh.
Good evening, this is your train manager speaking. Welcome to your 1910 Advanced Call service to Wolverhampton. Calling at Coventry, Birmingham International, Birmingham New Street, Stanmore Dudley, and Wolverhampton. Train is formed of 9 coaches. At the rear of the train, you can find first class coaches J and K. Standard for you members in coach change, which is subject to an upgrade fee if you have not done so already.
Alright, we get it.
Coaches A, B, C, D, E, and F. When the break comes to the training, coach A is our quiet zone, so if you're on this carriage, get a car, you have to do keep noise to a minimum. Coach D is where you can find unreserved seating as well as our onboard shop. Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are not permitted on the service.
Bro. We get
The
it.
train is fitted with CCTV for your safety and security. However, if you do happen to see anything that doesn't look right, please speak to a member of staff, or alternatively, you can text the British Transport Police on 6101.
Okay. Cheers. See, that guy just doesn't know how to speak. He just said it in a completely monotone voice without any emotion or any kind of feeling behind it. And so I really could not care what he said. And to be honest, the contents of what he was saying is not very interesting either. He probably gets paid not much at all. And you can just tell from his emotions. You know, when I come across a train conductor or like a airplane pilot and they're just happy and everything, you're just happy to be on the flight with them. You know, if they're gonna crash, it was a good ride. But yeah, pausing is really good. It makes people listen for a second, and then what you're about to say sounds like it's gonna be super important, but you have to use it well. If you pause too much, like I'm doing in my videos recently, then it does get a bit too much and people lose interest. What else is there? There are loads of different small techniques though. There's so much to learn about how to speak. It's incredible. But if you want to learn how to speak better, then there's a variety of things you can do. Like, you can learn how to sell, like cold calling or even door-to-door sales. Or you can do something like theater. Stand-up is very popular. Stand-up literally turns nerds into grizzlies. I don't know what to call them. But yeah, I've seen so many people transformed by stand-up. And each different activity that you do has a different effect. Like, stand-up will obviously have a different effect to sales, but they're all different styles. Think of it like martial arts. Like, karate has different skills involved to boxing, but at the end of the day, they can both be used to take someone down. Although, I would argue boxing is better. And with that, sometimes some exercises are better than others. I would say door-to-door sales will build you up way more than stand-up, but I'd say stand-up is more fun. Both are extremely brutal, and that's one thing that you'll realize, that whether you're cold approaching random people or whether you're trying to make a joke in front of a crowd, it will be very brutal sometimes, especially when you're just starting out. You won't necessarily have the skills, and you learn by burning in the fire, and honestly, you look back on it and be so grateful. I know I'm grateful. I did a sales job over the summer, and it was the most nasty thing. It was nasty, but it really built my resilience, and the way that I speak to people now, I'm much more conscious about how I can persuade them to get something done. I imagine that if I did stand-up, which honestly looks so scary to me, but pretty rewarding if you get it right. If I did stand-up, it'd be a completely different thing. Maybe I'd just find the way to tickle people in the right ways emotionally and make them laugh. But yeah, that's roughly like all the principles that I know about speaking. Not much at all, but if you get these right, I'd say this is the 80%, or the 20% that gets you the 80%, if we're talking about the 80-20 rule. But yeah, Hope you guys implement it into your life and start speaking a little bit better from today. See ya.